Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I figured it'd be, it's Friday. Actually, it's Wednesday for me, but it'll be Friday when you guys watch this. I figured it's time to go ahead and do a pregnancy update, because I figured I'll just go ahead and do these weekly. If you don't like these weekly, don't watch them. But I'm kind of doing this for myself so that I can kind of have everything documented for myself. But I figured I'd go ahead and film today because I flipped shifts with somebody at work for today. So I have the morning off and I'm just kind of feeling up to it. So, and I'm sorry that I haven't been putting out a lot of YouTube videos this week. I have a lot of videos filmed that need to be edited and uploaded. I've just been so tired, like, I just haven't felt like it, so I haven't done it. So, I believe this is week 5 or 6 of my pregnancy. I'm not really for sure. I did find out last week, for anybody just tuning in, that I was pregnant. I got the call from the doctor, and they said, after they confirmed my pregnancy, I'd had an at-home test, but after they confirmed my pregnancy, they said I was 2 to 4 weeks last week, so this would be 3 to 5 weeks, right? Yeah. If that test is correct. My mom brought something to my attention that now I'm kind of curious on, and I'll bring it up to the doctor at my first doctor's appointment. And she pointed out the fact that in our family, or at least with her and one of her sisters, that the hormone, I think it's is it HGC hormone or GCH or some combination of those letters, that hormone doesn't show up very well, at least not as quickly as like it does for most people. For instance, my mom, I mean, she was trying to get pregnant, so she was going to the doctor. She's on like fertility medication, all this stuff. She's going to the doctor on like a weekly or monthly basis or something like that. So she found out she's pregnant with me when she was like 4 weeks along, and the doctor had done a blood test with her. But she didn't find out, like, the at-home urine tests didn't come up positive for her for the first 4 months. I need to turn off my heater. I have the door open. But yeah, she had taken an at-home pregnancy test before going into the doctor, and it came up negative. She went to the doctor for a regular checkup, and they did the blood test there, and it came up positive. The doctor said it was like extremely light positive. But then it didn't come up positive at an at-home pregnancy test for another 4 months. And then my aunt, she went 6 months and couldn't get it to come up positive at an at-home pregnancy test or a doctor's pregnancy, like, blood test. And then my cousin, which is the daughter of that aunt, she got pregnant last year, and her test, I think she went 3 months before she had a positive test come up. And she'd always been irregular, so she didn't go to the doctor until after she got the positive test at home. So my mom brought up the fact that, she brought that up, and I got to thinking about it, and I could be further along because of that. Because, was it back in, I missed my cycle for July. And so I went to the doctor. I took an at-home pregnancy test, and it was negative in August. And I still didn't get my cycle, so I decided to go on up to, no, I missed my cycle for August. Took an at-home pregnancy test, it was negative. Went on up to the doctor and took a blood test just to see, and it was still negative. And then I had a cycle for September, and then I found out I was pregnant here at the beginning of the month of November, but I'm speculating the first 2 to 3 weeks of October that I got pregnant. But with the possibility of the HCG hormone not coming up, you know, in the pregnancy test, I mean, I could have gotten pregnant in August. So that's something we won't know until, I don't know. I mean, I have my first doctor's appointment with the OBGYN December 4th, because they said they don't want to see you, and like, they don't want to do any ultrasounds or anything like that on you until you're like 10 to 11 weeks, I think. And that's because it can, like, hurt the baby from, like, the waves, the sound waves or stuff. I don't really know all the information on it, but it can, like, hurt the baby from what I've heard. But from your 6 to 8 weeks, they want you to come in, and I'm supposed to be meeting with my doctor's nurse. We're going to go over stuff, and I'm going to be getting prenatal vitamins. So I'll probably bring up to her then the possibility of earlier conception. I'm still thinking that it was October, just because, as I mentioned in my previous video, I had those 2 days of random spotting that was in the heartburn, acid reflux type stuff. That just kind of made me think maybe I'm pregnant. So I mean, there's a possibility it could be sooner, but I'm thinking it was October. But I want to bring that up to the doctor just in case, because I don't know, I just want to make sure I'm getting all the proper care. As for symptoms I've been having, my symptoms haven't really changed too much from my last video. I'm still having I have it all written down here on my new phone. So you know, so I'm looking down. I've still been having hot flashes, but now on top of my hot flashes and my cold sweats, like, I'll freeze. And I find that's happening more often. Instead of having a hot flash and then a cold sweat, like, I'll just get really cold and I'll just start, like, shivering. And then redness in my face. You can't see it so much right now because I have makeup on, and it wasn't that bad this morning. It's kind of been getting better, but like for the last couple of weeks, like I'll wake up and my whole face is just like beet red, and especially right through here. That's how it was this morning. Like, my nose and all right through here was really, really red. But it's time to wake up. But it was like all through here, like everything was red. I'm glad that's kind of starting to subside a little bit, but still pretty red. And I'm like looking at myself now, I'm feeling like my nose might even be starting to flatten out, which I've heard that when you get pregnant, like your nose can flatten out, and I'm feeling like it looks more flat. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I think I touched on this in my last video. I was having a hard time sleeping on my right side because I'm thinking that's where the baby's at, and I just keep getting, like, I'm really uncomfortable, really tender on that side. I feel like there's not necessarily a lump, but it's just I can't get comfortable on that side of my body unless I'm, like, sleeping with a pillow, like, to, like, support my stomach. And I've also been having, like, back pain in my right, like, lower part of my back. So kind of was uncomfortable sleeping there for a while, and I wasn't getting a lot of sleep. I'd be up half the night just rolling around because I just couldn't get comfortable. That's kind of subsided now, and I'm not feeling that, like, uncomfortableness on the side of my stomach anymore. I mean, I still feel it to an extent, but it's not like it was. Like, I'm feeling more comfortable sleeping on my right side or on my stomach now than I was. Like, I couldn't do it at all when I first found out, and, like, it was so uncomfortable. Now I'm feeling better. I'm wondering if, like, my uterus hasn't, like, extended up higher or something. I'm not really for sure, but I'm definitely getting more sleep, which is good. As far as nausea is concerned, I haven't had any, like, real morning sickness, but I have had nausea due to smells, like if something smells really strongly. Like, I can't handle the smell of peanut butter right now. That just makes me feel so sick to my stomach. Mike was eating, what was it, like toasted peanut butter or apple and peanut butter, something like that. It was last week. And it just smelled horrible. And then he leaned in to kiss me, and I was like, no, you have to go brush your teeth. Like, oh man, it smelled so strong. It just made my stomach upset. And then my boss was making a pork tenderloin for dinner in, like, the crock pot. And I love those. I cook those for myself and Mike here at home. They smell amazing. Love eating them. She's made them at work before for dinner for the kids, and I always like the way they smelled before. But the other day, it just smelled so strong, like, it made me feel about nauseous. And then yesterday, I actually had to go home early from work because she made sausage patties for breakfast for the kids, and they had, like, I think it was like a maple syrup smell, but it also had a bit of a spice to it, so I don't know if she added the spice to it, but it was like a mixture of the maple syrup and the sausage and whatever that spice was. Oh man, it just made me feel so nauseous and so sick. And then one of the kids shit their pants, and baby poop is one of those smells that just kind of sticks with you, at least it does for me. And I was like hanging my head out the back door, like trying to get some air, and she's like, you don't look so good, you can go home if you want to. So I went home yesterday because man, that, like, even though she opened, like, all the doors in the house to try to get the smell of the sausage out, it was still just, like, with me and just making my stomach feel horrible. So I've definitely been having some issues when it comes to the smells of foods. But as far as that's concerned, I've also been, like, really, I don't know if you want to call it cravings. I feel like it's too early to say I'm craving things. But I've really been interested in vegetables. Like, I can't seem to get enough vegetables. Especially, like, spinach. I'm just, like, I just want spinach all the time. Like, thinking about spinach makes my mouth water. Or, like, roasted vegetables, like how you do, like, a pot roast or something and you throw in, like, your veggies. I've done that up a couple of times, and we always have extra vegetables left over, and I've just been going to town munching on those. Like, cooked, potatoes and carrots and green beans and mushrooms and corn has been, like, my jam. Like, all about it. Dipping it in some ranch dressing, which is how I've always eaten it. But it's just been, like, my go-to food. Like, I can't get enough of it. It was funny. I went to Cracker Barrel with my mom earlier this week, and I ordered the vegetable platter, which I've never ordered a vegetable platter in my entire life. But, yeah, all I wanted was vegetables. So I ordered, like, a big, like, their vegetable platter. I had, like, green beans and cooked broccoli and, like, cooked mixed vegetables, and then I had corn, and then I had a small side of macaroni and cheese because I just wanted veggies. And like I said, spinach. And spinach has never been something I've loved. Like, I've never disliked canned spinach, but loose leaf spinach I've never been a big fan of, and I just want it. Salad, I want it. Like, vegetables, I can't seem to get enough of them, so I'm just kind of, like, indulging myself and going to town on the vegetables. I'm worried about, like, I don't want to gain, like, a lot of fat with my pregnancy because I'm already overweight, but, you know, when all I want to eat is vegetables, might as well go for it. That being said, I did try to eat some bananas. Well, I tried to eat a banana yesterday, and it just tasted disgusting to me. Like, it was perfectly ripe and normal, but it just, like, and it sounded good. I wanted it, but it just tasted horrible. So I've noticed that with a few things. I've also been drinking a lot of water and a lot of Powerade and Gatorade because I don't want to get dehydrated. And I know that Powerade and Gatorade has, like, a lot of minerals and, like, electrolytes and all that stuff in there for you. So, and I've completely cut out pop, which I feel like my face is starting to thin down, especially under my chin, from getting rid of all the pop and not drinking it. So that's kind of nice. But, yeah, I was drinking one of the Powerades the other day, and it just tasted disgusting to me. Like, just horribly disgusting. I liked it the next day, but that day it was just grossing me out and I couldn't do it. So, yeah, I've just had random things that just gross me out. Like, we went to Texas Roadhouse a week or so back. Was it last week? I think it was last week. And I got a house salad with ranch on top. And the little egg bits that were in there were so disgusting to me. Like, I couldn't eat the rest of the salad. And the ranch on top of the salad was just grossing me out, which is weird because ranch is normally, like, my favorite salad dressing. And I'm loving it on all these vegetables, but it was just grossing me out on that salad, and I couldn't do it. So just kind of some weird things going on with foods that I normally like are just kind of, like, weirding me out some days. And so far I haven't been, like, wanting anything other than the spinach. I haven't wanted anything that I absolutely hate, which I don't hate loose leaf spinach. It's just, like, not my favorite thing. But yeah. Pregnancy brain. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm derping through life. Like, I'm forgetting everything. I was sitting with Mike on the couch the other day, and I just got up and went into the spare room. And I stood there for, like, 5 minutes. Like, why am I in here? I don't know. Mike was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm in here. And so I went and sat back down, and then I remembered what I went in there for. But I literally stood in there. Like, I didn't tell him when I got up off the couch why I was going in there. I just got up and went in there. And I just stood there for, like, 5 minutes. Like, just standing there. Like, what am I doing with my life? I don't know. And I don't know, I just feel more forgetful and just weird things. I don't know. I don't know. There's nothing. It's hard to explain, but it's just I'll just forget random things that I should do or that I do normally. One instance that I was kind of like, what the fuck are you doing? It was this morning I was doing my makeup, and I was bronzing around my face, and I don't know, like, I'm just bronzing. Okay, so, like, here's the bronzer, right? I'm just, like, bronzing, doing my bronzer on the outside, and all of a sudden I'm like right here in the middle of my face, and I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you putting bronzer there? There's no point in that. There's just like random stupid things that I just do, or I don't do, like I should be doing and I don't do it. So yeah, I'm like derping through life. Exhaustion. I am always tired, like, which is a big reason why I've really been behind on my YouTube videos this week. I've just been so tired, like I go to bed at like 7 in the evening because I'm just so tired. Then I have to get up at 6 for work, but I'm exhausted all the time. And there's a lot of times I'll get back from work, which I get off at like 1 now. My hours have kind of changed. I'll get off at 1 and I'll come home and I'll take a nap until like 3 or 4, and then my kid's home at 5 and we have dinner, and then I'm in bed by 7 because I'm just so exhausted, like so little energy. And when I'm at work, it just like zaps all the energy out of me, like chasing after those kids all day. And I'm just like constantly exhausted, which I don't know. I haven't talked about it with my boss yet, but I'm kind of thinking about quitting after the holidays because those kids just wear me out. And it's like, I had yesterday and a couple days ago where one day I just called off because I was up from 2 in the morning until 6. Like, I couldn't sleep. I had 0 sleep that night. So I called off that day. And then yesterday I got sent home early for morning sickness. And those days, like, after I went home and I, like, kind of got caught up on some sleep, or my stomach stopped hurting, I kind of had some energy and I was able to get up and, like, do things. Whereas, you know, when I work all the time and I come home and I'm exhausted, like, I feel like my house is falling down around me. Like, I've got like this giant pile of laundry right here next to me that you can't see. My kitchen floors need mopped. My bathroom's turning into a disgusting mess, and it's all because I'm so exhausted at the end of the workday. Like, I have 0 energy to do anything else. So that's fun. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video right here for a second because we're at like 17 minutes and it's gonna take forever to upload. So okay, we're back. This is just breaking it up a little bit here for my filming reasons. Will make it easier for uploading because it takes forever to upload. So yeah, just the exhaustion's killing me, and I'm kind of thinking after the holidays of go ahead and quitting, and that way I can be at home and I can just relax and take it easy, because it's really nice on the days that I don't have to work, that when I need to sit down and relax I can do so. Whereas when I'm at work, like, my boss will be like, oh, you can sit down if you need to, but like these kids need stuff. Like, you can't just sit there and ignore them. I mean, they need you to get up and do things with them, and they want you to play with them, and they're like, they're so needy. I mean, they're kids, they're supposed to be. But with my exhaustion, it just makes it so hard to like want to get up and interact with them. I'm kind of getting to the point where I dread going to work because I just know how much it's going to take out of me, and it worries me for my baby and for my pregnancy, for being up and running all the time and like feeling so exhausted and just having so much taken out of me. It worries me. So I'm kind of thinking after the holidays of putting in my 2 weeks and quitting. So that being said, I am excited because of the job I have working at a daycare. I've been set up to go do a safe sleep class here in town, so I'm kind of excited to go do that. I think it'll be good to have all of that knowledge with my baby coming, of knowing, you know, safe sleep, which I know they're supposed to sleep on their back, but it's going to get into like why they're supposed to sleep on their back and like, I don't know, a bunch of other stuff, I suppose. So I'm doing that here at the end of the month, so I'm kind of excited about having that opportunity. And then, yeah, the last thing I have on here on the list is that I do have my first doctor's appointment set up for December 4th. They called me Monday to set up my doctor's appointment. And again, that's just going to be going and meeting with my doctor's nurse and getting prenatal vitamins and whatever she needs to do. I'm really not looking forward to having a pelvic exam or anything like that. I am so sore. Like, my lower stomach is so sore. I don't want to be touched. Oh, I mean, the soreness is kind of worn off a little bit. I'm not as sore as I was, like, last week and the week before, but I'm still pretty tender, and I don't really want to be touched. And my boobs hurt so bad. Oh, my God. And they've gotten bigger. Like, I have a few bras I'm starting to, like, spill out of because my boobs have gotten bigger. But they just hurt so bad. Like, they're so tender, constantly sore, which is probably the worst part so far. It's just how the exhaustion and the sore boobs. Like, that's probably the worst part so far. And I've asked several people who have had children, when do your boobs stop hurting? And they said, in 9 months. So, yay. I don't think my stomach has really changed that much as far as, like, growth or whatever. Though, obviously, it's changed some because just, like, a month or so back, I was able to completely button this, which I probably still could, but not as well as I was able to. So, here's front face view and side view from the left. There's, you know, I don't know. I think I look kind of the same, at least from this side. But then from this side, I feel like I look a little rounder right through here. Do you see that? Like right through here, I feel like I just look rounder, which kind of leads even more to me thinking that the baby is on this side. Because, again, here's the side, pretty flat. And then you go to the side, I just feel like it looks rounder. So, I don't know. As for any weight gain, I don't really know for sure if I have gained weight or not, because I jumped on the scale and it showed I was up 10 pounds. But I have had some constipation with this where, like, I just can't go to the bathroom. So I don't know if that's weight gain or constipation and bloating. So I'm just kind of avoiding the scale because I'm pregnant, so it's gonna happen. I'll just let the doctor take care of weighing me. I know that they're not gonna want me to gain a lot of weight because I am plus size. I was down to fluctuating between 265 and 270 for a while. Last I checked the scale, I was like 280, but again, that's like, I think a lot of that was due to constipation. I have had constipation before that caused me to gain 10 pounds. And I took some, and this was like a year or so back, I wasn't pregnant. It was before my menstrual cycle, but I was so constipated, I gained 10 pounds from constipation. And I went and took like those pills that are supposed to like make you go to the bathroom, I forget what they're called. What are they called? I don't know. But they make you go to the bathroom. And I dropped 10 pounds overnight just because I was full of shit. So it's possible that's what's going on this time. But like I said, I've been eating so much vegetables. Like, I find it hard to believe that I would have gained 10 pounds because I'm practically vegan. Like, and I hate to say that because I'm still eating range dressing and I'm still eating some meat, but I just want vegetables all the time. And lunch meat, like cold meat sandwiches, like it's nothing for me to go get cheese and lunch meat and roll it up and just sit around snacking on it. But for the most part, I want vegetables all the time. I want vegetables. I've completely cut out pop. I'm drinking a lot of Powerade, Gatorade, and water. So I wouldn't be surprised if I don't start like losing some weight. Like I said, I already feel like I've lost some under my face. Like I feel like I look less, like my double chin looks less, which is good of me. But oh man, I would kill for a Pepsi. I want a Pepsi in the worst way, but I won't have one for 9 months. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything that's going on with me for week. We're gonna say this is week 5. We won't know for sure until my doctor's appointment. Hopefully she figures out how far along I am. I don't know. It might be a few more weeks after that before they do the ultrasound. We'll see. But yeah. And that kind of wraps everything up. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Please subscribe if you have not already, or if you want to keep up with my pregnancy. Oh, we're going to be going and surprising my grandma tomorrow and telling her she's going to be a great-grandma, which she already has a great-grandchild on the way, but my cousin lives in Texas, so the likelihood of her ever actually getting to meet that great-grandchild are very slim. They don't come up to here to Indiana very often, and I don't know if they would have the money to bring the baby here to meet my grandma anytime soon, which she's like, I think 6 months along or so. So in that retrospect, she's already going to be a great grandma, but I live here in Indiana. I'm just a couple of streets over from her since she is in the nursing home, and I get to go see her quite often, and she's always asking me when Mike and I are going to have a baby and when she's going to be a great grandma, when is she going to be a Gigi. So Mom and I made her a t-shirt with glittery letters that says great grandma across the front and has 2 big G's on the back for Gigi, and we're going to take that up to her tomorrow and we're going to surprise her, so I'm very excited for that. I want to film it, so if I do film it, it'll be at the end of this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.